Today we'll talk about a state adrift and how we see this as the future of Pakistan.
These two countries had had an ongoing feud dating back to 1947 with the partition, and since then, India and Pakistan were involved in three different wars and have argued over Kashmir and the formation of Bangladesh. They have also tried to avoid each other as much as they could. In recent years, they have tried to settle their feud and improve their relationship with each other, but it is an ongoing process and it is unclear when the two nations will settle their feud. And considering the fact that Pakistan has other relations with its neighboring countries, such as Iran and Afghanistan, and its relationship is better with them than it is in India. So this tension is ongoing, and it is unclear when or if anything will be resolved.
Slow economic growth. Pakistan has slow economic growth mainly because most of their government money goes to the military spending. Only 1.8% of Pakistan government GDP goes to government schools. Pakistanis who live in poverty have no money, so they send their children to madrasas where they are guaranteed an ultra-conservative but free education. There are about 800,000 to a million enrolled. But the main reason why Pakistan has a slow economic growth is because Pakistanis just don't pay taxes, so they have a huge budget deficit. Only 0.3% of the Pakistani population pay taxes. The reason why so few pay tax is because Pakistan does not force tax. The people of Pakistan think that their money will be misused and they feel they don't need to pay taxes because politicians don't. The current system is complex, non-transparent, and inefficient. The people are willing to pay, but not on a flawed system. Public debt has increased nearly threefold in the last 7 years. Unless implementation of equitable and transparent tax collection is prioritized, development will never be sustainable. Pakistan gives the appearance of not merely in decline, but in terminal decline. The question is not just whether Pakistan, but will Pakistan survive? The answer is unclear.
Yeah, another reason for their democratic growth being hindered is just their military. Pakistan is always at risk for some sort of military coup overthrow, and even when a military dictator isn't in power, they're still over investing in their armed forces. Their GDP percentage that goes to military is so high compared to other things. In fact, since their foundation, they've always had a large military. With all the wars and conflicts, it's no wonder why they invest so much in their armed forces. But the people really do suffer from it. It really does hinder their growth. Both of these groups in this picture are corrupt. No one is innocent and no one is completely guilty. They're both guilty to some degree. The common public view is that the military only overthrows corrupt politicians, though. And so a lot of people view the military in higher regard than the politicians of Pakistan.
Due to corruption in Pakistan's government, reforms and advances are highly unlikely in the future. Political leaders thrive on their power, not on the progression of Pakistan. Pakistanis will continue along this path unless a drastic event happens, causing leaders and politicians to leave their militant power-hungry ways. Culture is very important in every nation. Due to Pakistan's past, the Islamic culture dominates the area. Pakistanis are focused on day-to-day life and not really on expounding their opportunities or seeking out new cultural experiences. This idea exists in Pakistan of Islamic supremacy. It dominates the day-to-day life of the people there. and will continue to. This is part of the reason that violence is so prevalent in day-to-day lives in Pakistan.
Here we have pictured General Zia, the person most responsible for turning Pakistan into a global center for political Islam, or as we know, Islamization. As we know, Pakistan was founded as a separate Muslim majority state, and Zia committed himself to enforcing Islamization and this Muslim faith by creating the Sharia law to be enforced and having those Shariat courts and court benches. However, this did affect the women and human rights groups and religious minorities, where the blasphemy was caused to create many issues and ultimately lack rule of law.